You know what that sound means. Hello, and thank you for tuning in to this brand new Round 2 Wrestling here on the 4th of October, 2023. For those first-time listeners, I am your host, SlimmDa KID, and I have the most wrestling information available on the net. This is a news-styled broadcast broken down into 4 rounds. Round 1 is the pro wrestling rumor mill. Could be real, could be 100% fabricated. Round 2, pro wrestling news. This is actual, factual, confirmed news across multiple outlets. Round 3, title matches and those exclusive results for you, the fan, before concluding with Round 4, did you know pro wrestling facts. However, we are going to take a listen to the what-ifs and maybes in the world of professional wrestling. This is Round 1, the pro wrestling rumor mill. Here we go. After Hulu changed the expiration date for its WWE content to next week, PW Insider wrote it would appear WWE and Hulu have come to terms at least on a short-term extension on WWE content. New Japan Pro Wrestling, Major League Wrestling, and CMLL started discussing their new strategic alliance back in early July per Fightful Select. Because of politics between AAA Mexico and CMLL, the move does mean MLW won't be using AAA talent moving forward. WWE and ABEMA have agreed to a media rights partnership in Japan per Tokyo Sports. The deal begins later this month in October and includes Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and all premium live events. Former WWE wrestler Mustafa Ali was among a group of, quote, names on the bubble for WWE's latest round of cuts, and a decision to release him came late, according to Wrestling Observer newsletter. PW Insider heard that AEW's Dustin Rhodes has been off AEW television in recent weeks because he's dealing with a quote-unquote tweaked knee. According to Fightful Select, AEW's Jon Moxley is pushing hard for AEW to sign former Impact wrestler Sami Callihan. On Pat LaPrade's podcast, PCO said Impact Wrestling has already discussed trying to sign Matt Riddle, Dolph Ziggler, and Mustafa Ali to Impact Wrestling contracts. Fightful says their NXT sources weren't happy about the Mustafa Ali release. They had plans for Ali on the brand running through next year's WrestleMania season, with a rumored world title run also in the works. Another international wrestler to become a free agent is already on the radar for both AEW and WWE. Nakajima has finished up with Pro Wrestling Noah and could be headed to either promotion sooner rather than later. That draws to a conclusion Round 1 and the Pro Wrestling Rumor Mill. We are going to keep this gravy train rolling and move right into Round 2, Pro Wrestling News. Hardcore legend feared for his life following an in-ring incident recently. On Busted Open Radio, Impact Wrestling's Tommy Dreamer talked about his recent injury. An incident involving a trash can resulted in Dreamer becoming impaled on the object in the middle of a match. Amazingly, the trash can did not puncture anything significant or life-threatening, and the Hall of Famer was able to finish the match and received a clean bill of health after an initial doctor's exam and a Band-Aid or two. As Ringside News exclusively reported, WWE has their entire creative team pitching ideas storylines for the newly acquired wrestler Jade Cargill. Questions have surrounded the former AEW TBS champion as to where she will start her WWE career. According to PW Insider, Jade Cargill is expected to be on the Raw brand moving forward. A specific debut date has not been announced at the time of this broadcast. Former UFC/WWE athlete to open a cannabis business.
You what?
Matt Riddle was among the names to be released by WWE last month, gutting the NXT and WWE main rosters respectively. Riddle, a person of interest in an ongoing sexual assault investigation pending from a September 9th incident with the New York Port Authority, announced on Instagram the launch of his cannabis brand called Riddle OG. Availability and price were not available at the time of this broadcast. A former NWA Women's Tag Team Champion who wrestled in the 1970s and 80s passed away last week. Joyce Grable entered pro wrestling in 1971, and by 1973, she and partner Vicky Williams had become NWA Women's Tag Team Champions, a title Grable would hold 6 more times in her career. Aside from the NWA, Grable also wrestled for the WWF, Stampede Wrestling, World Wrestling Council, and the AWA. She retired from pro wrestling in 1991. Rumor no more, Adam Copeland, a.k.a. WWE's Edge, made his long-anticipated debut for AEW this past Sunday at WrestleDream pay-per-view in Seattle, Washington. This was after weeks and months of speculation that the Rated R superstar would jump ship from WWE to AEW. The terms and length of Copeland's contract with AEW are unknown, but what is known is that Copeland will be wrestling full-time once again, as opposed to part-time with WWE. Pro wrestling and beef jerky to reunite once again. Many of us who grew up in the 90s remember the loud, colorful, sometimes confusing TV ads that dominated the airwaves. A favorite ad during those times was watching WCW's Macho Man Randy Savage tell us to snap into a Slim Jim while beating the crap out of whoever happened to not be into Slim Jim. Fast forward to October 2023, and Slim Jim parent company Congra Brands announced that WWE's LA Knight and Bianca Belair will promote WWE's partnership with Slim Jim. It has yet to be seen or announced if either wrestler will appear in a TV commercial for the new partnership. That draws to a conclusion round 2, and we are going to move right into round 3, title matches. However, warning, this next segment may contain spoilers for your favorite promotions, including AEW WrestleDream pay-per-view results, NXT No Mercy results, Ring of Honor, CMLL, AAA, WWE, RevPro, MLW, Impact, and several others. AEW International Champion Rey Fenix defeated Jeff Jarrett to retain the AEW International Championship. AEW Trios Champions The Acclaim defeated the Hardys and Brother Zay to retain the AEW Trios Championships. New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong Openweight Champion Eddie Kingston defeated Rocky Romero to retain the New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong Openweight Championship. Impact X Division Champion Chris Sabin defeated Alan Angels to retain the Impact X Division Championship. MLW Middleweight Champion Akira defeated Jimmy Lloyd to retain the MLW Middleweight Championship. RevPro Undisputed British Women's Champion Alex Windsor defeated Danny Luna to retain the RevPro Undisputed British Women's Championship. WWE United States Champion Rey Mysterio defeated Santos Escobar to retain the WWE United States Championship. Trick Williams defeated NXT North American Champion Dirty Dominic Mysterio to become the new NXT North American Champion. NXT Tag Team Champions The Family defeated the Creed Brothers, Los Lotharios, and OTM to retain the NXT Tag Team titles. NXT Heritage Cup Champion Noam Dar defeated Butch to retain the NXT Heritage Cup Championship. Ilya Dragunov defeated NXT Champion Carmelo Hayes to become the new NXT Champion. NXT Women's Champion Becky Lynch defeated Tiffany Stratton to retain the NXT Women's Championship. Ring of Honor Women's Champion Athena defeated Layla Hirsch to retain the Ring of Honor Women's Championship. AEW Trios Champions The Acclaim defeated TMDK to retain the AEW Trios Championships. Ring of Honor Tag Team Champion MJF defeated The Righteous to retain the Ring of Honor Tag Team titles. AEW TBS champion Chris Statlander defeated Julia Hart to retain the AEW TBS championship. Ring of Honor World Champion and New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong Openweight Champion Eddie Kingston defeated Katsuyori Shibata to retain the Ring of Honor World and New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong Openweight Championships. AEW World Tag Team Champions FTR defeated Aussie Open to retain the AEW World Tag Team titles. AEW TNT Champion Christian Cage defeated Darby Allin to retain the AEW TNT Championship. CMLL World Light Heavyweight Champion Barabo defeated Sphinx to retain the CMLL World Light Heavyweight Championship. Stephanie Vaquer defeated CMLL Women's World Champion Catalina to become the new CMLL Women's World Champion. CMLL World Mini Australia Champion Mercurio defeated Pathidio to retain the CMLL World Mini Australia Championship. CMLL World Middleweight Champion Mystico defeated Virus to retain the CMLL World Middleweight Championship. Los Indestructibles defeated CMLL World Trios Champions the Dreamcatcher Suites to become the new CMLL World Trios Champions. CMLL World Welterweight Champion Titan defeated Golden Mask to retain the CMLL World Welterweight Championship. WWE Intercontinental Champion Gunther defeated Tommaso Ciampa to retain the WWE Intercontinental Championship. NWA Junior Heavyweight Champion Colby Corino defeated Matt Vine to retain the NWA Junior Heavyweight Championship. NWA National Heavyweight Champion Thrillbilly Silas Mason defeated Dak Draper to retain the NWA National Heavyweight Championship. Dominic Mysterio defeated NXT North American Champion Trick Williams to become the new NXT North American Champion. That draws to a conclusion round 3 and title matches. We are going to move right into round 4. Did you know? Did you know are little bits of information and facts about the wrestling world that you may or may not have known about. You gotta love the bell. Did you know Dominic Mysterio made history as the first wrestler to main event all 3 WWE TV shows in the same week? He and Damian Priest challenged Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens for the WWE Tag Team titles on Raw, wrestled and defeated Wes Lee for the NXT North American Championship on NXT, and then wrestled Butch in the main event of SmackDown. Did you know Solo Sikoa's real name in real life is Joseph Yokozuna Fatu? Did you know Dusty Rhodes wore polka dots in 1977, 12 years before he wore them in his late WWF run in 1989? Did you know Rey Mysterio has won championships in 4 different decades, the 90s, 2000s, 2010s, and the 2020s? That draws to a conclusion round 2 wrestling for this week. I am your host, SlimmDa KID, and I personally want to thank you for tuning in to this brand new podcast. Be sure to tune in next week as I bring you more rumors, more news, and more results from the world of professional wrestling. Round 2 Wrestling is brought to you by SlimmDa KID and Spreaker.com.